Hi, I'm Casey, and this is my story. In 2013, I had completed a Bachelor of Nursing at Newcastle Uni, a new graduate year as a registered nurse at Sydney Children's Hospital, and was then working at John Hunter Children's Hospital in Newcastle as a registered nurse on their second year transitional program. I was 23 years old. In the 6 months to 1 year prior to November 2013, I had gradually developed increasing headaches and nausea that started when I woke up of a morning and became more regular and persistent. I also struggled with time management at work. After I vomited a few times, including one time at work, had an episode of blurred vision and accidentally set the kitchen on fire at home, I decided to see my GP and ask for a scan of my brain. As a registered nurse, I knew that what I was experiencing could be symptoms of a neurological issue and decided to play it safe. I saw my GP on Sunday the 7th of October and he ordered a CT scan, which I had on the 28th. I was called by the GP practice on the 29th of October to go in and get my scan results. I went to the GP practice to get my results and the GP told me that my scan was abnormal and ordered an MRI. I had the brain MRI on the 30th of October. After the MRI, I received no phone call from the GP surgery for 4 days and decided to go in and get my results on the 3rd of November. I sat in the waiting room for 2 hours. My GP then called me in and told me that I had an infiltrating lesion on my brainstem and obstructive hydrocephalus. He referred me to a neurosurgeon who I saw on the morning of the 4th of November. The neurosurgeon suspected a low-grade glioma and booked me in for neurosurgery on the 7th of November. On the 7th of November, I had an endoscopic third ventriculostomy to relieve pressure from the hydrocephalus, insertion of a reservoir, and a biopsy of the tumour as it could not be removed. The biopsy was not conclusive, but a diagnosis of low-grade glioma was made. After surgery, due to my symptoms of left-sided facial drooping, slurred speech, drowsiness, headache and disorientation, a scan was ordered and the scan showed that I'd had a thalamic infarction. Following surgery, I spent 1 week at John Hunter Hospital and 2 weeks in Rankin Park rehabilitation. I had 6 weeks of brain radiation and 3 months later I was told that I was in remission and I have remained in remission since. Due to the thalamic infarction, I have short-term memory loss and also struggle with fatigue. Since then, I have gotten my driver's license back and have become more independent. I have been unable to go back to work due to my diagnosis, short-term memory loss and fatigue. I tried volunteer work in the kids ward at Port Base Hospital, but it had a big impact on my fatigue and I couldn't get all of my regular jobs at home on the farm done, so I didn't continue that. I have achieved numerous goals since my surgery, and steps to being independent have been the biggest goals achieved. If I had to choose the hardest part of my journey, I would definitely say that it was the emotional part. I have struggled with the insensitive comments from other people who couldn't accept my stretch marks from steroids, short-term memory loss, and that paid work wasn't a realistic option for me. I feel that the most positive part of my journey has been and still is my self-growth. I have learnt to deal with emotional issues, including my diagnosis, prognosis, and responses to insensitive comments or actions much more effectively, and I am more selective about the people that I spend time with. The end.